Take 3. In fact, take the whole bag. Wow. I just spent 24 minutes spontaneously mouthing off in what I considered was a high quality, humorous fashion. And by the end of it, I was fairly satisfied. The best little stand-up routine that I had done for a long while. And then I found out the audio wasn't recorded. Hopefully that's handled now. And you can hear what I say. Extremely difficult because just like Billy Connolly in his early days, it's not possible to spontaneously produce the exact same stream of funny material again and again. You've either got to do new stuff or just remember what comes back to you of what you did before. Eventually, I suppose, repeating the same bag of material again and again, it would probably get some structured form so that like Billy Connolly ended up with the joke about the man with a little dent in the side of his trousers for his dog to run in. It's the same joke, it's just each time he tells it, it's got more build up and more wacky sidelines. Yeah, so now what I'm doing is analysing what I'm doing rather than doing the performance. This has now become an exercise in analysing it. I like being able to hear what I'm saying, but I don't like all the and I don't suppose you do either, because I don't. And it makes me wonder why do posh people on television not have this problem with the microphones? With this fucking thing, if you go a few inches away, you can't hear it. You know what I mean? You've got to be right up against it, and it pop. Yeah. Well, what I was ruminating on before, that I'm now hopefully looking at again, was that I am attempting to rehabilitate incredible performance skills which unfortunately were seriously inhibited in earlier attacks of stage fright. I was looking at how I dealt with JJ today in the old and that reminded me of how Billy Connolly was heckled at most of his early gigs. Early on in the performance, someone in the audience would become critical, and Billy learned how to adapt this into his act and use it to increase his confident control of the audience. I was aware each time at his early gigs, hey, his career could end here, you know. This guy could burst his bubble. It was at the Metropole Theatre. Somebody started shouting shortly into his gig, "Boo, you're rotten, get off." And Billy said, "Turn on the lights. Who is this? There he is, everybody. Okay, pal, what's your act? What's your joke? Do it." Right, get out. It carried on. Me and my brother and everybody else cheering him on all the way. So he took what could have been a bad situation and turned it to his advantage. And of course, the more often this happened and the more often he dealt with it successfully, the sooner he acquired that confidence, I can deal with it. And actually, since that early point in his career in the 1960s, the only time I really saw him in danger was on the stage at Brighton about 1985, when he himself just gave up in the middle of a gig because he couldn't tune his banjo, and he had a sniffy huff and walked off, leaving a bitter taste in the mouths of those who had laughed at him non-stop for 2 hours. But I think he recovered from that because he's still performing. But see, I'm an unusual kind of performer, because I believe that performances such as the early Billy Connolly and Bob Marley are egoless. You know, there is no such thing as there is Bob Marley. It's a thing you could describe in a few words. No ego. And that's the condition that people smoke marijuana together to get into. Well, we're not in any competition. It's not an ego of, oh, you're one of these, or I'm one of those, or I'm better than you, or I want to disagree with you. Or above all that, it's just I'm me and you're you, and this is fun. We're happy together, and that's the way parties go on marijuana, unless you got this cynical alcoholic element, middle-aged and bitter, that wants to remind everybody of the hard facts of his demented view of the world. Yeah, JJ got right up my nose, but Jah told me exactly what to say, because see, the drunken man cannot actually think very fast, but I used rapier sharp wit without breaking the law. I used an unusual tactic. I told him that he was a better man than me all round, better as a singer, dancer, writer, poet, video artist, photographer, speaker, charming, witty. Ladies all want to talk to him and dance with him. I submit to you, sir, you are the best, most important man in the place. Until another character come in and said, look, he thinks he's the most important, but he's the second most important. You are the most important, JJ. But he kept coming at it, you know. You should use these for your doggy's poos, little bags that smell, because they're used for babies' nappies. So I told him he needed to do more masturbating and get rid of all that sexual tension, all that overstrung testosterone. I told him, go to X-Hamster, type in your perversion, watch people doing it, get off on it. I told him, the next time you approach me, it better be with apology. What have I got to apologise for? Go home and look at a mirror, mate, before or after you wank. Kept coming. I mean, he kept coming for about 10 minutes. What about this? Do you want to fight me on this? Do you want to fight me on that? Do you want to fight me? I said, what are you looking for? I fight very loudly. Leo, who I think is the manager, he's looking over from the bar. Gentlemen. I said, this man is irritating me constantly. And then my friend next to me is pulling his laptop out of the way, because we've both been watching JJ rather aggressively displaying this half-full pint of beer in his hands. You know, he's got a vibe on it, like this could come all over you. And his lovely laptop So I realised, yeah, time to leave. There's no happiness in this place while he and I are here. So I verbally announced that I will not use this boozer while you, JJ, are in here, for you are an alcoholic and a wanker. And you need to go home, get X-Hamster, type in your perversion, watch other people getting off on it, and get off on it. So my show business career has moved up a huge notch. That's the first time I've successfully faced up to somebody who's been deflating my confidence repeatedly, because my performance depends on everybody in the place going up together, not one going around trying to burst everybody else's balloons to show that he's having a better time. Yeah. So I see the future could look better. I mean, it's a long unfulfilled desire of mine, ambition, to do a Bill Hicks or a Lenny Bruce, you know, to do a very, very acidic comedy routine live. My ambition is to do it fully live and spontaneous and fit into the current situation and people. But there's also a desire to arrive at a point where I've got a list of good jokes like Billy Connolly always had. And you know that if you can't remember all the actual lines, you can remember the basic gist of it and you can ham the rest. That is basic framework of the entertainment. Don't forget, as we get near the end, we've told all the funny things we can think of about marijuana. About what? All the interesting things we can think of about marijuana. And sex, masturbation, pornography, X-Hamster, and we might find some funny things to say about other subjects, but most human beings are interested in sex, marijuana, masturbation, pornography, dancing, having a good time, feeling one big happy family. Even the naughty black sheep that has apologised, JJ. Thank you for letting me come to your party. I thought I was bigger than you. Yeah, dude. Keep it real. So, now I've got started, I shall move towards a point where this is at the old E, and you might be watching it up on the big screen up there, and I might be shitting myself out in the toilet here with my spliff, because as you know, it's not legal to smoke indoors, and I'm not performing when I'm not spliffing, so we'll have to work something out. But don't forget to come to the next gig, because it'll get better and better, and I'm not the only act here, I'm only in between the big acts, and I'll be here at the time advertised on the poster out there near the front of the old E, Bristol. Revolution coming at ya. Don't stay at home wanking. Come to the party and have a fucking good time. Marijuana. Cut back on the booze. Leave the piss heads sleeping at the doorstep. Rock on, youth.